Oh, that's the wrong one. Hang on. Here we go. Facebook, crazy little guy, tried to make a video and you sent it to the sky. I don't know what I have to do to make this thing jive, but here we go. It's another Facebook Live. Never had a single lesson. How are ya? Justin Wall, Lexi, Sean, Tyler Foley, Asher Hearn, welcome, and welcome to whoever's joining in a few minutes. It's Jared Morrison. We're gonna do audition video for Barbados #2, because I did one last night that I put a lot of effort into, Mark Zuckerberg, and it disappeared. And I even joked off the hop about how I had learned all these things from doing my previous Facebook Lives, about how not to get it to disappear, and it still went into the great beyond, never to be seen again. So, we're doing this again. Ash is actually watching, I see that, so she knows for a fact I did it live, but if this one bombs, I'm actually recording on my phone just above here, so that I have the recorded version, and I can pull it out if I need to. So, welcome back! What are we all doing here again, you might ask? Well, it's a little endeavor known as the Expansion Project. Oh, and as far as the getup goes, I explained this in last night's video. I was going to wear a suit, like I normally do, put my best foot forward for the video and for you guys. But yesterday, it was hot as balls in my house. It was 30 degrees. Today, not so bad. It's the little temperature thing says 25, so we're a little better. But I decided to embrace it. I thought Barbados, the sun, February, when it will be 60 degrees colder here, and I'd rather be there, and I gotta get my gear now. So I got my Shark water wings, this little thing here, which is probably coming off in a moment as well, because it's restricting my flow. Anyways, Jerry, you wasted enough time. Let's get to it. So, again, what are we doing here? Like I said, the little endeavor known as the Expansion Project. And what is that, you might ask? It's the brainchild of Ash Ahern, who is also partnered with Michael Marcio. And basically it's for anybody who's ever wondered or wanted for there to be more than this. And I don't mean to sound overly dramatic, but I'm talking about the standard 9-to-5 life. We hit adulthood, we get our job, we get our house, our 2.5 kids and our picket fence, and there comes a point where we say, I get one life. One. And was this what I was supposed to do with it, just to get paid so that I can give all that money to the people that I owe? Or is it going to be a little bit more than this? So, those of you who know me, this is coming off, hang on. Know I've had a crazy good 2.5 years. Now, that happened due to a sort of breakthrough sort of scenario. But one of the things that was a catalyst for me in making a huge change in my life was attending an event like the Expansion Project or Expansion Weekend. I went to a weekend where it was about goal setting, that kind of thing, and my life has been not even close to the same since. I don't even think the same way I used to. So again, it's for anybody who's looking for something more. This one in particular, in Barbados, is a men's retreat. So there's only going to be 12 people, I think, that go to this thing, attendees. So it's going to be, I know guys don't like the word intimate, but I'm going to use it anyways. It's going to be an intimate experience. It's not going to be a room full of 5,000 people where you're just taking your notes that you're never going to look at later or implement. It's going to be immersive. We're going to hold you accountable. Well, I will if I'm selected, which I hope I am. But it's not all seriousness. There's going to be some fun and games. There's going to be, I believe I read there was jet skiing. There's going to be a yacht with a VIP dinner, this kind of thing. Golf. Most guys like golf. I like to pretend that I like golf. Anyways, digressing again. So, who is this event for? I think I covered that. It's for anybody who's looking for a little bit more. I spoke at the one in Banff, a little plug there, back in May. But I went basically as an attendee. I did all the sessions, And I decided, like I did with the first event I ever attended, that I was going to play full out the whole time. I was going to, no matter what I was asked to do, I was going to do it. And again, I came away from that weekend changed, and all the better for it, I think. So, that's what the event is. Now, why do I want to speak? Well, when I covered this last night, what I said was, because of the last couple of years I've had, I feel like I owe a huge debt of gratitude to the universe. I put in some work, sure, but there's been a lot of grace involved in what happened with me, and I do recognize that. And so I feel obligated to spend the rest of my days, now that I have this incredible life, giving back in whatever way I possibly can. And one of the best ways that I know how is through my words and through speaking. And, you know, there's those moments that when I'm up on stage or whatever the setting is, if something I say has some kind of minor impact on somebody listening, that it maybe gives them the impetus they need to propel them into a new life or to making some changes in their own, then I've paid back a tiny fraction of what I owe the universe. So until that debt's paid, and I don't believe it ever will be, I want to continue to give back. So that's the primary reason I want to speak at this or any other gig that I apply for. Now, what would I speak about? I like to keep it a bit under wraps. I like to keep you in suspense. I want you to come to the event so you hear it, and then you'll know. Nominally, my talk's called the 10-Minute Time Machine, but that's just the title. The 10-Minute Time Machine, revisiting the moment that changed everything. And it sounds lovely, doesn't it? It sounds great. What it really is, well, it evolves. That's one of the things I love about talking, is that every talk is different. Even though I'm having to do this video for a second time, I never know what I'm going to say. There's always an outline, but I don't know what's going to come out. And the reason I do that is because I need it to be authentic, and I need it to be honest. I've said this line 1,000 times, for those who have heard me before, that one of the first things somebody said to me, one of my mentors, when my life had flipped on its head, was, she said, "Jared, I know that you know how to say something 8 different ways, depending on who's in the room and who's listening, so that you can get away with telling the truth without ever having to be honest." And that line changed my life, among other things. Everything I do now, that's sort of the litmus test, that's the barometer. Is it just the truth, or is it actually honest? So with my talk, I like to keep it evolving. I like to keep it new, and of course, tailor it to the audience that's there. So, dudes! What would I say to dudes? Dudes, what's the one thing that we like to talk about? Nothing. Nothing. But can I get serious here for a minute? And I know it's hard to take me serious. Maybe I'll put this aside for now. These are staying. It's the things we aren't saying that are maybe killing us. And I'm very serious about that. Most of my first 35 years on the planet, I felt like a complete fraud, a disappointment. I felt like this person that had been loaded with potential, both in the family I was brought up in, a very loving family, all the privileges of North American society, and I felt like I squandered it all. I learned very early in my life that I could get away with just about a 25% effort, but yet my grades, if we're being literal, would come out at like an 80. And I started approaching my whole life that way. But it had the ongoing consequence of making me feel like a fraud. And this started to permeate and show up in various ways in my life, but to the extent that it was really dragging me down. So I'm going to be the first right now to say something that guys wouldn't want to say, maybe. I didn't know if I was going to be a good father. And maybe that sounds fairly basic. Everybody probably wonders about that. But people say to you when you're going to have a child, they say, "Oh, this will change your life. Your life will never be the same." And of course, literally that's true. They'll say, "You're going to know a love that you've never known before and a passion you've never known before." And I'd smile and nod. And inside I'm dying because I'm thinking, I don't know if that's in the cards for me. What if I'm not built that way? And for a long time I really wondered. to the extent that I reached a point where I thought the best thing that I could do for my kids was not be in their life anymore. And now I'm standing here 2.5 years later telling you that the relationship I have with my kids is unequivocally the bright spot in a life that's already filled with immense light. And I don't mean to sound cheesy, but it is. I have a beautiful relationship with my daughter. I have a beautiful relationship with my son. But part of the thing that had to make that happen was me accepting where I was at and wondering what kind of a father I was and what I needed to do to move forward. So, to get back on track, in my talk, I think that's how I would frame it on this retreat with the guys, is to say, what are the things that you're not saying, even to yourself? Because you need to start there. What's honest and not just true? Let's find out what that is, and then let's start moving forward. So, that would be my chat. Sound good? I sure hope so. Alright, let me see if there's anything else I'm missing. Why does this topic fit? I think I just explained that. Alright, so moving on from there. I need you, in the comments, to list your favorite charity, because the Expansion Project, they like to give back. Expansion Project, crazy little guys, they like to give to charity, and something that rhymes with guys. I'm serious. Put it in the comments, your favorite charity, and then, yeah, it's part of the whole give back, man. This is, like me, paying my big debt to the universe. The Expansion Project wants to give back for this wonderful universe that we're all a part of. Last thing I might ask, I know I'm going long on this, it's 12 minutes. If you could share the heck out of this video, I would love it so much. Assuming that Facebook decides not to obliterate it again. If you could do that, that would be fantastic, because I do believe I am sort of not tracked, like FBI tracked, but tracked on how much engagement I get. So if you could help a brother out, that would be fantastic. Alright, that's it. I'm done, I think. Alright. Hopefully, see you in Barbados. Oh, one last plug. If you're a lady watching and you're thinking, hey, I'd like a retreat. Why are we getting the shaft? You're totally not. There's a retreat in the Cayman Islands in November. So go on the website, theexpansionproject.ca. The links are all in my description of the video thing. Click on there. Have your own little retreat. And guys, I'll see you in Barbados. Okay, ciao.